Good evening. It's birthday. Woo! A birthday debut. What do I need to do? I made a checklist. I've never done a debut before. That's happening. We're gonna go feet first. That's the traditional way you do it, right? Feet first. Oh, you can see it. Kind of. There's the soles of the feet. There's nothing special. But they're boots, and they are very long boots. Look at that detail. It will never be shown on stream ever again. Ooh, there's a skirt. Getting spicy. Oh, look at those details. And there's hands, kind of. You can't see them. Let's just keep going up. Oh, what's that? Is it an apron? You can see more of the hair now. It's quite long, the hair. There's the chest. There's the shirt. Stop right there. Look at that blue color. Look at that embroidery. Look at the lace. Oh. There's a choker. Oh, but you can kind of see the bangs, kind of. Not really. All right. Should I just go all at once for the face? 1, 2, 3. Hello. So you can see my ears better. You can see I got a new nose. Hair pieces. Look at that. See the ribbons? When I move my head, wait. Forward, back. Look, they move too. I have like twin tail braids. So here's the back of the head. See, my braids are kind of long, right? Can you guess what type of design this is? I know when I asked earlier, people said a gardener or a fairy. Close. Yeah, it's like a fantasy gardener. To no one's surprise, of course, it's gardening, right? See? So everything still works, whether it's this model or the other one. And we've got angry. Angry still works. And sad works as well. So yeah, here's the new model, and I want to show off the hands. Oh, here we go. Look, here are the hands. Look at that. So you can see there's gloves for my gardening activities. So here's the whole model. And then a quick spin around. And yeah, that's the model. Exciting. Who created the model? Well, clearly it was me. No. So Ghislaine, who's in the chat, was the one who created the model. She did the original design, did most of the texture modeling and stuff. I helped out a little bit with, so we used my original model as a base. We used the new Vroid clothing stuff to put this all together, and I did the texturing for the hair, and obviously like the extra stuff like the expressions and the tracking adjustment. You want to see the original design? There, I'll cover myself. So this design, we did it at the start of the year, I think, when Ghislaine was working on her model, and I was like, we should have matching models. Here is the one she did for me. So this is the design she did. Inspiration was a Cottagecore, Rune Factory, Farming Sims, Lolita, and Ukrainian embroidery. We've got the gardening gloves, the layered dress, floral embroidery, and fluffy and lacy. The bandana, the headband here, and the ribbons are actually hair pieces. This is just a hair piece going over the top of the head, and then these are planes, and I adjusted where the bones were so that the ribbon part would sway, but not the bow part. Doing the hair was pretty okay. I reused the same textures from the other model, but some of the main differences are like, for example, hello, I'm big. The back of my hair, you can see that there's like a darker gradient here behind like the neck, the underside of the hair. My other model does not have that. So that was one of the changes I made. And we actually had issues with the hair pieces here because they kept, every time I did a test, oh, you can kind of see it if I'm zoomed in this much. Wait. When I move, you can kind of see the hairpiece clip. clip a little. I'm not too fussed about the back pieces really clipping, but the front pieces were clipping a lot. So I had to like modify the meshes a bit, because as soon, like, it looked fine when you're sitting there and you're like, oh yeah, the model looks fine. And then as soon as I move my head like this, you're like, oh my God, the hair disappeared. So there was some work to do. I had to redo the blend shapes like a bunch of times because of that. The braids at the back, I had to make a new texture for it, but it was pretty much just the base texture, but really long, because there's a gradient for the hair, right? Like a darker blue to the lighter blue. And I wanted to have the gradient be from the bottom all the way to the top, but that's not really possible without having like a million textures. So we kind of went for this instead. And I have a new nose. We decided to update the nose. Oh, it's so tiny. So this was earlier on. I was temporarily a redhead because Lane couldn't figure out how to do the hair textures. That's why I was doing them. Yeah, this is the new model. Isn't that exciting?